Hey guys, Mustached here to review the movie Sinners. So I've seen the trailer for this, and it is surprisingly vague for the most part, at least the trailers that I've watched of this movie. So I was, pretty engaged with the story that they are going to tell here with just how vague the trailers were. So the movie opens up with some narration about how music can let out the healings in spirits, but also allows deep evil to sink within it. And our little story takes back in the 1932 era in Mississippi, where we follow a young man called Preacher Boy, who's, we see the end of his tale with a broken guitar. And then we get a flashback, and this is the rest of the movie, to tell us how we arrived at this outcome of him arriving with a broken guitar, and so on and so forth. So, we cut to Slack and his brother. I believe the brother's name was Slim, or something along those lines, who are hustlers for the most part, and they're trying to do their big hustle to get into this big swing party, essentially. So they bought a little area from this white business owner who, quote-unquote, claims that the Klan no longer exists, even though that is clearly a lie, obviously. Preacher Boy essentially wants to give this a shot, play this little put together, but the dad warns him that the house of God is there, and they get a little warning, as it were, via a snake that appears below one of the vehicles. So Slack then, when they arrive in town, teaches this young girl how to hustle on her own, bargain for more money to watch his vehicle, and she does said job appropriately once done so. We get a business transaction of getting this mom and dad that work on opposite ends of the shop to essentially help out with just other business, as Stack is building up his crew to play at this little party. And he talks to his cousin about how his dad died via smoking. And we get a little piece of what Preacher Boy is able to bring to the table, and they rush by a harmonica player who knows that they're hustling, but eventually gets brought into the fold, as it were. And we see that Preacher Boy, he's willing to up his game as he attracts the gaze of a lovely lady. And Stack has his own lady issues to deal with as well. So we pass by some people doing some good old-fashioned digging. And the old man that they picked up, the harmonica player, talks about how the white man loves the music of the soul, that they just hate the people who make it, aka black people. So yeah, they're just building up their crew as they're making their way over. He even gets another member from the fields. So, once arriving, he visits a lady named Annie, who discusses how that power of evil is, can not be trifled with, and that he counters saying that power and money is all he has seen, and death has followed in that suit, but no ghost nor spirits. But his faith, perhaps tonight, is about to be shaken, as it were. So she does a little prayer, and then the two of them get busy. So we cut to this guy who is being attacked, this white guy, and he comes into contact with some fellow clan members, as it were. You can tell because it shows a shot of like the inside, the interior, and you can see the white robes. And yeah, so much for that opening narrative about there being no more clans members, but I digress. But we have some natives looking for hunting him, but failing to do so. So we get our actual aspect of what is making this a horror movie, is that the clan members, or the one that was outside previously who was let in, is a vampire, and he makes the other two vampires, so now our little clan is clan vampire, as it were. So as the party festivities aren't out in the way, he lets one of the workers who has worked the field, one of the people who are involved in this little party, stack up a little bit fewer coin to get his drink on, as it were. So, Preacher Boy in Stacks is trying to deal with his ex-girlfriend as well, because she's arrived. But he mentions how he will kill for his ex, but, wants her to essentially get out of his own life, that he is prone to getting in bad situations, as it were. Anywho, we cut to later in the night, and we see how when Preacher Boy begins to play, we begin to conjure the past and future of music. And it's this beautiful, wide 360 shot of, these different eras of music and dancers and whatnot performing as he's also performing, and how this music is transcending what is happening here. Probably one of the most cool parts of the movie in terms of just, that has nothing to do with the vampires, but it's very interesting. And I'm not sure how entirely the two things conflict with one another necessarily, but I digress. I mean, the opening narrative did talk about how music allowed for this to happen, or the evil to prey upon it, I suppose, but I'm not sure I necessarily see the connection all the way through. Anyway, so, Preacher Boy manages to, get a little busy before, things hit the fan, as it were. And indeed, Stack sees the clan vampires approach from the outside. So, he tells them to go fuck off. But he does want to get their money, so he sends later out the ex to go get the money from them. So, Preacher Boy wants to continue to play out here, but Stax does not want him, probably due to a very similar circumstance, to be in this line of work forever and potentially be at risk of something. So he says this is a one and done deal, as it were. But the three clan party member vampires play outside as the ex slowly encroaches upon them, getting their gold, or one of their pieces of gold. And when she tries to get out, the man attacks, leaping into the bite. And the spread of vampirism begins. So she's able to get back inside very briefly, and is able to get busy with I believe it's the cousin here that she lures into a back room to get her little snack on now that she's now a vampire. We see that someone else has also gotten attacked from another part of the room. Preacher Boy looks for the guard who went on a piss break and got attacked outside when he did so, and is now among the vampire crew. And when the shots hit the fan and the party is told to leave, we see everyone leaving, so they all eventually also all get attacked by the vampires. So the crew of vampires now heavily outnumber the ones who are remaining inside. So we see Cornbread, the guard who is now a vampire, trying to get in, but they are playing by the classic rules of vampires. He needs an invitation to get inside, and Annie recognizes this and tells them, the rest of the crew, not to essentially let him inside. He demands money. Through that, he tricks Stack to bring his arm outside of the frame of the door, so he's able to potentially attack but gets shot in the process. But obviously, a normal gun isn't going to kill him since he's a vampire, and they're playing by vintage vampire rules here, it would seem. We then see the door stabbed from the inside where the cousin is. He then is burst out of the door, but is hit with, I believe, holy water or something along those lines. And the group begins to prep with said more holy water, garlic, and so on and so forth, while Annie begins to describe the rule set of the vampire for the remaining crew, since she seems to be the more spiritually inclined among the group. So they dragged out another body that seemed to be bitten at some point, and the vampires sing as their numbers have grown exponentially from, again, the people that had gone outside. So they use garlic to check the people who are remaining inside to see if any of them are indeed vampires. And thus, the clan leader mocks them from the outside, and the Asian's, the husband, the one that worked across with the wife, he is also among them too, so he's able to almost lure out the wife, who starts to begin making cocktails from the inside. Unfortunately, as she's prepping up and has been angered so thoroughly, she is the one who unintentionally invites them inside from her position, so they're able to now overwhelm the group. The old man gets taken down, and Preacher Boy's lady also gets taken down, and it is pretty much a disaster for the vast majority of our survivors here at this point. Preacher Boy himself manages to, as was alluded to, smash his guitar over one of the vampires, why he has the broken guitar at the end, or at the beginning of the movie. And Stack is the only other remaining survivor, as he dealt with his brother and comes to save Preacher Boy as he was about to get attacked, and then he stakes the main one, and then it's also simultaneously like sunlight at this juncture, so they all burn, the remaining vampires all burn. So now we see him, Preacher Boy, returning from the church, and we see how Stack gets his guns out for the remaining clan members, the one that initially sold them this place, and they bring over their whole crew, and he just takes them all out. The ending is a little confusing, as I don't know if we see a vision of Annie, or if it's actually her, but she passes a baby to him, Stack. And then we simultaneously jump from Preacher Boy, and we jump forward in the years to 1992, seeing him still play his music. So he found a new guitar and made his work known, as it were. And that was Sinners. So overall, I will say, pretty enjoyable. There are a few things I'm not entirely sure I understood from this, but like I said, the whole Annie situation at the end there, and why music is allured through evil or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I would say this movie is pretty damn good. I would give it a 7 out of 10. So if you ended up enjoying this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description. One way to my petition about small YouTubers, second to my PayPal, you can help support me and my channel directly, and third to my Discord server. You can join, collab, shield, all that cool stuff. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.